Hi Amy, hi Vince. This next video is going to focus on updating and editing and adding the albums to the website. So you can see here I've got the home page open as well because we are going to cover how to do the featured item. I've got one of those albums that is featured open here, the front end, and then also the edit view of that. Most of these fields are going to make perfect sense to you, but I'm just going to go over them completely, make sure everything is understood. So obviously we have the title of the album right here, and you're just going to put in whatever it is that you want to appear on both the what we call the archive view, which is this view where it is shown along with other albums, on the single view here as well. And it's also what will appear in the admin view if you go to the dashboard and you come to albums. It's what will appear right here. If you're finding it from the back end, this search function always works really well. So if you're looking for Tender Lullabies, you can see it's right here, Tender Lullabies Gold Edition. We'd be able to click into that right here. We don't need to do that necessarily because we've already found it on the front end, and we've clicked edit this post, and we've got it open right here. So we are all ready to go. That is the title. It is going to generate if you're making a brand new one, if you'd clicked add new and you're starting from scratch here. Once you enter that in, you can see it creates what we call the slug, which is this extra part of the URL that you can see here. Tender Lullabies Gold Edition, it creates that for you based on what you type in for the title. Over here we've got the artist and the genre. You can technically add new artists and new genres over here, but really it's best to add those in the artist and genre, because if you don't, what could happen is, Dream Baby's already entered, and you can see if you start to type it in, it will suggest. But if you accidentally, were to type it in differently, then you could be adding a whole new artist with just a misspelling in it. So if you're adding something new, come over here to artist or genre and add it to the list by typing in a name for it, adding the slug, which is basically the same thing with no capitals and just hyphens in it. As you can see here, AAD Reich is this version over here, no capitals and no spaces. And you would just add that new tag in for the artist or for the genre. And then when you are on the actual post, it will suggest that right there as you start to type it in, and then you can add it here to this item. So yeah, title, artist, genre. This is obviously just the description right here, which is what shows up here underneath all of these other items. Then here we have the featured album switch, which that's what controls what shows up right here. So technically it will automatically remove one from here. If you add more than the 9 we've got here, one would fall off and a new one would come on. But if you want to make a choice about what falls off, I would suggest you go to that item, turn it off for that one first, and then turn it on for the one that you want to take its place. So that's basically how that works, on or off. If you don't make a choice, it's going to bump off the oldest one that was selected here, but obviously you can't tell from the front end what's the oldest one. So if you want to replace, say, Spa with something else or Tender Lullabies with something else, make sure that you turn it off for the one that you want to disappear, and then turn it on for the one that you want to appear and take its place. Here is the label, same thing as with the genre and artists. You should add the actual label here if it's not already on there. Otherwise, again, you could introduce just another version with a different spelling. UPC and catalog number, simple enough, obviously. And then here we have the external links. The sheet had all 6 of these items in here. So, if there wasn't something entered, they're still appearing. You can add additional rows here and change these. So there's Instagram and Twitter, now X, that you can add on as well. But yeah, that's basically it. You choose which item it is that you want, and then you put the link right in here. If you want to remove one, really all you need to do is remove the link, or you can remove the entire row. The featured image obviously goes right here. If you come up with new cover artwork and you want to replace it, you would just click remove featured image and then set featured image. And it's going to take you to the media library. It doesn't seem like the naming scheme for these was great, right? No, yeah. So I don't know. You would either need to know what this is to search for it, or probably if it's a new one, you're just going to come right here to upload files and hit select, browse to the one that you want, select it, hit open, and then it will add it to the media library. And you would select that and it would replace it. Song titles, this one's pretty obvious. It works similarly to the digital service providers and the social media. You can just add a new row. If these are, need a different order to them, you can drag and drop these into a different order if need be. And if you want to add another listing, maybe it got missed in the spreadsheet or something, or you need to remove one, it's easy enough right over here to click remove row or add a row, and then you can add in the new song title and the time that it is for. The collections, I don't think that you really have albums that are collections, but the function is on both just in case you wanted to do it. So if this were a collection, you could add albums, additional albums to the listing here. It probably wouldn't have tracks at that point, I don't know, but in any case, this is how that is going to also work on the videos, which is where you are going to use it. So you would just start selecting what albums or what videos belong to that video collection. I think that is everything probably that you need to know here. So again, title, description, artist, genre, whether it's featured or not, the label it belongs to, the identification numbers, the DSPs and socials here, the song listing down below, and again, collections, which is probably going to be almost exclusively videos, but if you wanted to start doing albums that way as well, you can do that, and then the featured image right over here. If you wanted to add a new one rather than edit an existing one, it's as simple as just clicking add new instead of, clicking into one that's already there. And it's just going to present you with a blank version of what we've already been looking at. All of the fields will be blank. If you need to edit or add a whole bunch of videos and you don't want to do it through the back end and you want to do it through a spreadsheet, let us know. We don't want you working with those existing spreadsheets. We had to do a lot of formatting on those, so we would want to do an export from the site as it is, and you could work from that spreadsheet. So yeah, if at some point, I know it sounds like your collection doesn't really grow or shrink or anything like that, but if in some case it did and you wanted to do that, you wouldn't be constrained to doing it through this process if you had hundreds or something to add. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.